I thought that we've already discovered everything there's to know about linear aim settings in Fortnite, but there's been some myths going around in the Fortnite community and some new discoveries that I need to destroy for you guys in this video. This video is going to be split into two parts. The first part will be all about what other people are wrong about with linear, and then the second part will be something I've been wrong about with linear and that I want to correct for you guys. These two discoveries alone have made me way better in the last week and led me to 8 wins in only 4.5 hours on my Saturday stream. Shout out to the people who have been watching on Twitch, you the real ones. And if you guys have any questions from this video, come tune into my stream and ask me live. I like to reply and explain things in a little bit more depth. It's your bro Rodey. Let's get right into it. So the first myth that we need to destroy is from a Twitter video that was actually posted a while ago. So you're gonna see in this video, I'll put it up right next to me, that they basically used linear aim assist and put their dead zones down for their sticks all the way to as low as it could go. And then they were showing that auto rotation pretty much just takes the wheel for you whenever you do this, and aiming with linear is pretty much aimbot with an SMG or in close quarters. You can just absolutely melt people. We've all seen the clips, and it actually is pretty ridiculous. But what these mouse and keyboard players don't understand, and some legacy players, is that this is actually a nerf for linear players who are actually good at Fortnite. Having this auto rotation messes up your edits. It messes you up in like these close range box fights and doing more skilled plays. Yes, the bad players can just absolutely melt somebody with this auto rotation, but I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. You don't want to put your dead zones all the way down to 0.05. I wouldn't recommend that for just about every single controller player, depending on what controller you have. I watched Upshaw's video on this. Upshaw's a great creator. I love a lot of his videos, but I think he kind of missed the mark in his video where he was talking about linear and how to basically get aimbot with linear based on this Twitter video and another Twitter video essentially showing this exact thing. So what Upshaw said was you want to put your dead zones all the way down to 0.05. And this I disagree with, because a lot of people at 0.05 on linear aim assist, you're going to be getting stick drift. No matter what controller you have, you're probably going to be getting stick drift on both your move and your look sensitivities. You're going to have stick drift, which isn't actually a good thing, and I'll explain why. So let me just start off by saying the reason I found this is actually because I just got my SCUF Elite controller repaired, and it came back with a little bit of stick drift. You know, I was using my old settings. I've changed my move stick and my look stick up to 13% and 10% because that's where I no longer get stick drift. But let's say I move them down to 5% each. So now you're going to notice that the game's moving without me touching my controller. And this is where you start to see what happened in that clip right there. But the problem with this, and some people are like, oh, you want that, so you get what happened in that Twitter video. But let me show you why, as a controller player, you don't actually want this. So let's cue a bot in here real quick. And if you look, when you're going on controller, you know, one of the biggest advantages of controller is being able to laser people. And that's the thing that makes mouse and keyboard players really mad. It's what we're known for, right? But whenever you have stick drift, you can't get your first shot accuracy right away. Look how long it takes my first shot accuracy. So let's say I lay this ramp, I go up right here, and I'm going down like this. It takes a while. Look, I'm not getting first shot accuracy at first, especially when my move stick is down to 0.05. So the first solution to that is to bury the myth that your move stick should be down on 5%. Some people didn't understand that your move stick should be to where you don't get stick drift. So you solve that problem by putting the move stick on 13%. So now you'll see I'm getting my first shot accuracy. So if you guys wanted to do this, you don't put both dead zones down to 5%. I've seen so many people saying that on Twitter and stuff like that, oh, just put both your dead zones on 5%. That's what really messes you up and is going to mess up your aim. So now you can get your first shot accuracy right away again whenever your move stick's not like that. Now, I also wouldn't recommend for you guys to have your look stick down on 5% all the way that it can go. Yes, in those SMG situations, you're going to be absolutely cracked and you're going to make some people mad. But that more so bails you out of bad situations. It doesn't save you in a lot of other situations. At least in my opinion, it does not. If you really, really want that and you're not that confident in your own aim without having that, then I think you should do it. But in my opinion, it's a crutch that creates inconsistency in these box fights. And if you need that, then go for it. But in the long run, I don't think it's going to make you a better player, especially if Epic ever nerfs it, because in my opinion, that is one of the aspects of linear aim assist that needs to be nerfed and just taken out completely, because it just takes out all the skill with that auto rotation. I don't like it at all, and I gotta agree with the mouse and keyboard players on that one right there. Now that we've kind of gone through and we've talked about, you know, what was wrong with dead zones, I have another thing I want to talk to you guys about, and this is something that I've been wrong about in the past. So we've settled why your aim might be bad with linear. You know, a lot of people say their AR aim is so bad on linear, and it's probably because of what I just showed you guys. But there's another thing that has been really helping me out with linear that I've never thought about before. So let's say you're in this situation right here, and a player jumps over your head. Whenever you go up to aim at this player, that auto rotation that we're just talking about, especially if you have your dead zone on 5%, this is why I wouldn't recommend having your dead zone on 5%. If you have it on 5%, that auto rotation is going to lock right away, and it's going to be a lot harder to rotate with that player and snap and kill that player. But what you can do, even if you are on 5%, and something I've done, is I've made my Y higher than my X on linear aim assist. And let me tell you what, this has been the biggest change I've made in a long time. My buddy Johnny Bananas is the one who told me about this at first, but whenever you're at 46-46, which is what I was at, I just went to 46-47 first, changed to that, got used to it, and then I went up to 46-48. So I wouldn't just copy my sends and go up 3% on the vertical, but going up on the vertical has changed my game. You know, I'm not even exaggerating. It can be easy to exaggerate sometimes with these settings, but I'm telling you, having a higher Y, I never thought that it would be necessary in Fortnite, especially not with linear. But so far, it's been massive for me. Actually being able to hit, you know, some of these edits too, where you're flicking down that way, it's been a really big change. So I'm curious. We need to test this more. And I also have another theory on the settings with boost that maybe I'll do in the future. But I want to let you guys know this one, I'm really curious. I think it's going to be something great. So let me know. Another reason why setting your Y ahead of your X does also go along the same line of what this whole video is about. Auto rotation on linear, in my opinion, was the biggest nerf to linear that there ever was. And it's one of the things that people complain about. So I wish they would just take it out. However, since they haven't, having an increased Y, you know, whenever you go on a target and you put your view on a target, you're trying to shotgun them, but it slows down and you're like, I'm hitting all my shotgun shots for 30 to 40. I'm not hitting these 100+ damage shotgun shots, which is very frustrating. And I know a lot of you guys have been doing that. And that's why some of you say, oh, I got to use legacy because I can just LT for a 100 damage shot, which is very fair. That's a very good point. But on linear, whenever you increase your Y, I've been finding myself hitting a lot more 100+ damage headshots. I can finally, whenever it snaps onto a target, that little extra Y boost, that little extra Y sensitivity helps me actually get up to their head and hit a 100+ damage shot. I don't get stuck on them as much, and it's really helpful. So I'm telling you, you have to give this a try, and if you don't, I'm telling you, like, maybe you're not using linear and you're not giving it its full potential, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be one of the biggest changes for linear in recent history. All right, guys, that's it. I don't even know if this video is going to be like 10 minutes long. If you guys are interested in checking out my vlog channel, I did start vlogging, so here's a little sneak peek from my recent vlog. What? Coke Gaming, what is this? Check me out there at Rodey on YouTube. But other than that, guys, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.